wondering, of any of the vampire contemporaries, Charelaine Harris, Dacre, Stoker, Sherrilyn, Kenyon, which, do you have a rapport with any of them, and which ones do you admire, which ones do you look up to?
I'm still a big fan of Anne Rice. I had a chance to have dinner with her, which was just fascinating. Just a smart, intelligent woman, and very passionate about things that interest her. So it was just a fascinating discussion. So probably that's one of my biggest influences. But I read the first couple Charelaine Harris books. I'm a huge True Blood fan. Love that. But the entire next season. Don't tell me anything about the last season. So I got all DVR'd. Just quiet. I've never read Twilight. So sorry about that for those Twilight fans out there.
Yeah, I would say my biggest influence would be Anne Rice for writing this book. And then I went back and read a lot of original Gothic stuff, like The Castle of Otranto and the Mask, the Giant Mask, and the Vampire by John Polidori. And I wanted to try to hit the Gothic side of it, and so I wanted to make sure that I went back to where those myths started, as opposed to going where they ended up today. So I tend to read a lot of stuff that's completely out of print and hard to find.
So we do have a lot of, some of the reviews have compared it to Anne Rice's novels, but they've also compared it to, for the question about the genre, that is going to be, is what, of course, Da Vinci Code, because of, anytime you seem to even mention Roman Catholicism in a book, you're going to get that Da Vinci Code stamp somewhere in there. So yeah, it'll be interesting exactly where we're going to find some of the books occasionally. And I'm just interested in, people are going to take the story. It's, like I said, it's a deeply spiritual story, but blasphemous at the same time. So there you go.
I'm not talking that.
Well, I didn't, I never considered this to be a blasphemous novel. I always thought it was, it's, if anything, the Catholic Church comes out in a positive light, and
you might not think it's blasphemous, but there are plenty of people on Amazon who disagree.
Exactly. Well, it is what it is. You write the story you want to write, right?
Yeah, you write the story that wants to be told, and it just goes where it goes, I think.
But in regards, even in regards to Twilight, even though I've not read it, there's, and this applies to a lot of vampire novels, especially Anne Rice's books too. Is there's a strong romantic, theme through there too. Not exactly the sparkly vampire type of romanticism, but it's whenever you have characters in danger. I want to tell the story about when I told I wanted Jordan to fall in love with.
He's like, so, okay, I want a romantic subplot. I want this character and this character to fall in love with the book. I'm like, okay, how long does the story take place over? And Jim's like, 3 days. And I'm like, I don't think that's long enough. Maybe there's some way that we could work on that a little. And there's this pause, and he's like, okay, 4 days?
Plenty of time.
And then I'm like, okay, do they ever sit down? And we go over there. And they never sat down even one time in the first draft. I'm like, I don't see how, if they don't sit down, they don't sleep, they don't eat, they don't talk.
They don't go to the bathroom, really.
Nope, well, nobody ever goes to the bathroom.
That was a comment, where do they, need a break right now? How they've been, locked up. Who's peeing here? Deep conversations.